Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time, where today we're going to be drawing the 9th episode of Nova Guardians. I did a lot off camera because I just didn't feel like doing an episode, or recording an episode, but I pushed through it and now I'm going to record an episode. So here we are, right here, right now. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. I'm tired as all hell, but I'll keep on going. I gotta get this done with before Saturday at the very least, so that I can get this posted technically today, because I'm doing this at 3:05 a.m. All I gotta do is shade and texture in the background, and then we'll be good. So, yeah. Outside of that, this episode, I guess you would probably consider it as a somewhat filler, so to speak. Maybe with some little bits and tidbits of what's to, of what the main plot will be about, mostly in the future, say foreshadowing, if you will. I won't say too much on that, just know that there is something here that at least somewhat connects to the main plot. It won't be shown yet, until later. How later exactly? Don't know just yet. But what this episode is basically just, Novavania. It's basically supposed to be a reference to, most Metroidvania games, as you can clearly see with some of the characters here. The characters that we have not seen or shown at all throughout the course of Nova Guardians, but have mentioned multiple times. This is Ahiga's group. The guy with the, that Ben 10 beast-looking thing, as well as the guy who looks like a more bounty hunter-looking version of Spear, I think his name was, from Primal. Basically, this group is the reference group. Granted, this group's main members consist mostly of Metroidvania character references, and I'll implore you to take a wild guess as to which character is referencing what Metroidvania. So yes, we've got ourselves a wonderfully filler cast of characters, because technically I guess episode 6 was somewhat filler, despite the fact that it did kind of introduce the double S and triple S rank, concept that Tina thought up of. How the hell I swear, it's like something just keeps... I somehow managed to click on the zoom icon trying to, do something with this. Stupid stuff's been happening. Sonic Adventures 2 is now consistently crashing before it reaches the Omi Chow tip screen, which is right after the Sonic Teams logo. All of a sudden, I don't know why, I don't understand why, for the past 100 or so episodes, it was doing just fine. Now I gotta run it in window mode, which is not good because window mode isn't exactly running good. And it looks weird running it in Windows mode anyways. So we gotta worry about that. It's still not working, and I don't even want to bother testing it because on occasions it's had a black screen, permanent black screen, that I can't even Alt F4 out of for some stupid reason. I'm tempted to get the Sonic mod loader thing to try to fix the issues that we keep having with this freaking game. I am tempted. I want to keep it as vanilla as possible. But if this game doesn't want to fucking work, I'm going to have no other choice but to go down the mod loader route. It's annoying. It's incredibly annoying. But I'll keep trying to go through it as best as I can. If it turns out I can't really do shit because the game keeps lagging, screwing me up, running to a complete crawl, or even as it stands in the next episode that's going to be coming out soon, having little bits of lag spurts and input lag, making it difficult to do things quickly and efficiently and precise, I might not have no other choice, no other options, but to get a mod loader to fix this problem with the port. And the annoying thing is, I can't tell if the port's just constantly... Because this is a problem most people have, apparently. I've seen it. So this is a problem that has happened to mostly everybody who has the game, and now we have the problem all of a sudden. And I have the funny feeling it's because this computer is slowly killing itself. It has to be. Has to be the reason. Why else would everything just not work properly anymore? Played up with its obsessive lag with everything at high setting and this at the previous software encoder that it was at. Sonic Adventures 2 crashing, Photoshop having some issues loading up in the beginning, and having to force close it. Where the fuck is the thing I'm looking for here? God, this is annoying. Hollow background, that's what I'm looking for. Regardless, we got so many things that we have to worry about. Part of me wonder if it's in part with the heat. Maybe the heat and, how hot it is out here that's causing the computer to just have issues. Or maybe the GPU's freaking thermo thing just ran out and now that it's summertime, it's just 10 times worse than it should be. I can't exactly figure out what the reason is. And there's a cat. Oh, and alongside that, for some stupid reason, I don't know why exactly, but this freaking phone speaker, this one, turns on and off for some reason on occasion. I wish I could take all of this negative energy that's breaking everything around me and just throw it at whatever the fuck made it. And kill it. I don't care if it means that, oh no, the thing that creates negative energy and is now dead and now the world's going to be thrown into a positive chaos. I don't care. Throw it into a positive chaos. There's too much freaking negativity going around, and it keeps getting worse and worse every day. Not just for me, but for everybody else. And apparently, Russia's starting a civil war with each other. Which is that technically is the definition of a civil war, but yeah, a lot of things have been happening out in the world recently, and it's insane. But we're not going to talk about that just yet. Have you guessed what these characters are from? If you haven't, well, I'll go ahead and, tell it to you. I feel like one of them is pretty easy. Even if you don't play the game, you should know who it is, that of which I do be talking about. Actually, two of them. There's no reason you wouldn't be able to guess two of them. The other two, well, that's a good question. Are those two indies, or are they more so double A's? One was made from Ego, or the guy who made Castlevania, but I can't remember his full name. And the other one, I don't know if Waveford is, what do you call it? Also, I'm not sure if I want these to be looking exactly like this. I might have something in mind with that. Wait, hold on, let me back out, grab the color just in case. And I guess what I could, well, after I've done some work here. So, if you have failed to guess, or if you've guessed but you guessed wrong and want to know what it is, I'll tell you. So the bottom left one, I believe his name was Horonato. I think I used his name as a reference to this particular series, but in a Japanese name with some combination. Not sure exactly. I think I just kind of randomly cobbled together a name with him. Not like what I did with Heavenly Deadland, where I had to go to Pampers to try to construct what would be a Japanese name. I think I did well there, but I have no reference points or nobody to tell me if I did it good or not, but it's fine. Anyways, he is supposed to be referencing the Hollow Knight series. In terms of, using a dagger, a cloak, got these little insect guys. And obviously the creatures here are supposed to, be loosely referencing off of the series, but not fully, obviously. Try to keep the Nova Guardian instance. So these guys are down with an infection. Whatever this infection is, not the same thing as the Radiance in that series. And I know what the series is. I beat that Moth Lady. But, yeah, all of these series, I have played at least one or more of the implementation of their, what do you call it? Granted, Silk Song isn't out yet, and I don't know if I'll be able to get the time to play it with all the shish that I gotta get done with, so... Other than that, I kind of did a lot in Hollow Knight, 100% in it if you don't count the DLC being the Pantheon of Gods ones, because that requires too much time, patience, and I don't have enough skills to do that one just yet. Nor ever. And then there was, of course, the Troop one. That one. Yeah, the frickin' nightmare boss. That was like the last one, I think, and if I killed him, I would have kept the little guy. You know, that one guy, the thing with the badge. But I didn't want to just disappear the little guy either, so yeah, I don't know, man. It's just pain in the ass that freaking boss was in normal mode. Expect me to do it in the dream sequence? Hell no. Anyways, most of these bosses here are referencing some bosses from the series. This one I feel like you would probably get, the one that I'm coloring in if you know the series, although this boss is a little bit more orange than the actual color of the boss is, because he has been a boss, the person I'm referencing here. So this person right here, Shantia, which is a very freaking dead giveaway, is supposed to be referencing Shantae. And we got Lobo, who was supposed to be because we got like Sky and Shantae combo here. Now we got a Lobo and Roddy Tops combo in the bird that Sky uses. And we got ant soldiers to replicate those those pirate guys that Risky Boots, controls. Oh, great, computer's making noise. You know what? I'm not surprised at this point. But why are you making noise, I wonder? Let me check my task manager real quick, just for shits and giggles. No, you're just making some random ass noise for no reason. Go figure, of course. Why wouldn't you? Why the fuck wouldn't you? I just don't understand why everything just breaks around me. Stupid bed, the stupid drawer, stupid car, somewhere back there in the general direction. The new TV. Yeah, no, that one didn't broke. We just replaced it because Verizon broke. Oh, that's what you're doing. You're trying to run your stupid fan, I see. I don't even know how the hell I'd be able to do a deep clean without having to, take apart the bottom of the laptop. I would have to imagine that would probably fix some of the issues, but maybe not fully. Who knows? Yeah, Verizon broke for some reason, and they didn't think it was imperative enough to send somebody over on the weekends. So then we dumped them and went for, we would go for Sling TV, but then we dumped that, and now we're doing YouTube TV instead. Yep. Although I will say, when I press the power button, Sling TV's audio doesn't just continue to move forward for a few seconds before fully shutting down. Even though that's not really that big of an issue. Anyways, what else broke? Alright, Sonic Adventures 2 broke all of a sudden. I still got an episode recorded, but my god, was it just terrible having to deal with Death Chamber, second mission A ranking that, and trying to get my hands on 100 rings with input lags beyond reason. Why does having it in Windows mode have the game run like crap? That's what I'd like to know. It's so poorly unoptimized that it's just ridiculous. I don't want to skip recording an episode to try to figure out how to fix it. As I've said, the only other option I would have to try to see what I can do to fix it is get the mod loader, and at the very least only load in the mods that fixes the issues, none of the quality of life mods outside of maybe having the tree be visible in the Chow Garden, the fires be the trees be fixed. The trees are noticeable, it's just their models are just shittily implemented into this port. And then of course have the fire be visible, the Mystic Melody portal be visible, the freaking I don't know what other problems there were, but, right. Anyways, right, we were talking about stuff, but then computer made noise and made us lose track of what we were talking about with the reference characters here. So, top left, if it's not obvious with the design here, this is supposed to be referencing Metroid, with Samus Aran, i.e. Sammy. However, part of me was kind of like wondering if I should do like a double reference and give her like, you know, a plasma cutter type weapon, similar to, you know, Dead Space's weaponry, which I guess would kind of make sense. If Metroid and Dead Space were to share like similar instances, I would say Metroid is more friendly horror, while Dead Space is more mature horror, both taking place in alien areas, spaceship. Well, 1 and 2 on the spaceship, well, actually no, at the end of 1 there was an alien planet, but that wasn't really like the main thing, like, you know, Metroid Prime, for instance. And there's Dread. The only games that I've ever played in the Metroid series. Prime and Dread. I don't even think I got close to finishing Prime in the original one. I don't exactly remember where I stopped, when I stopped, and I barely remember any of the boss fights in the beginning either. I wish there was some way I could bring forth the memories that I had of that game in the past. Right now I only got the remake version, and that was dealing with a stupid Joy-Con. Oh, Joy-Con drift, another thing that's broken. Although that one's just a common problem because Nintendo's cheaping out on their Joy-Con technology. They could do better with it, but they don't. Why is that? I don't know. It seems like such a simple fix. If, you know, we don't really have to worry about that too much with Xbox and PlayStation. Now, and again, I haven't really used the Xbox controller in ages, but that's primarily because this stupid freaking USB port. USB port also kind of broken. Still works, but it's just not consistent and sometimes disconnect things. Yeah, there's just so many things breaking. Insane how many things break. Why do everything break? Anyways, I'm gonna see if I could do a nice overlay real quick. I don't think I can really do it. I don't think I could really do too much with this. Overlay. Okay, overlay didn't work. Pin light. No. Linear light. Definitely no. Definitely not vivid light, but it was worth a shot. Screen? No. Okay, how about 50? There's gotta be a way to kind of have these colors mesh with that without going too hard on the thing here. My God, are you done having a freaking conniption? God damn it! All right, I'm gonna scroll through what I've got here. Color would probably work just fine if I reduced some of it. Saturation, hue, definitely not. Exclusive, difference. Stop it. There we go. Just had to move it or some shit. And this is the vivid stuff that makes it brighter. I don't use most of these outside of like overlay and what do you call it? Which can't blame me. Some of these don't really look like they would work with the style that I have. Linear burn, color burn, jeez. Ain't that creepy. Multiply, darken, dissolve. Dissolve does not look like it did anything. Alright, take me all the way back down. This is the closest we got here. Granted, I feel like whoops. E. I'm pressing E, you idiot. I feel like what I could do instead. Let's make this easier. I'm going to copy the background here, and I'm just going to delete everything that isn't these guys surrounding this. And then I'm just going to do this. Maybe a solid 70. Yeah, that kind of looks better. But what about full on 100 again? I mean, it makes it look like they kind of blend into the door, right? That's good, right? Yeah, that is good. And I'm just... Oh, wait, I can't get that side. So, yeah, the only other character that I didn't show off is this one. This one might be slightly bit more obscure, but if you ever heard of Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, Miriam is the character that she's referencing, and her name is Maria. Simply put, this crew is the Metroidvania crew. And the other ones, well, I know one of them's more based off of fantasy. See, now I don't know if that actually is doing anything. Slightly making it a little bit darker, which I guess is good. I would say the only thing here that's a little bit nuisance is... Hold on. No. Shade those in. But go back to here. Do this. I don't know. Is Anti-Elias actually helping? How's that? I can't tell. Why don't I just blur it? Blur the edge. So that way it looks like it blends in better. Doesn't help if it's at a strength of 10. This is annoying. I'm gonna try Anti-Elias. No Anti-Elias. We're trying to experiment with things here. Didn't look like that did anything. I don't think that's going to do anything either. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. No, wrong one. Wait, also, I feel as though we kind of did something stupid here, and I can't tell why. What did I do? Oh, that's what we did. That was stupid. Got it. Yeah, of course. Well, most of this didn't really work out. Because we didn't do it in the right fucking spot. Like usual, we somehow screwed up. Okay, maybe blurring is the way, but I just didn't really do it on the right one. Excuse me? No, it's not making it any better. As a matter of fact, it's making it worse. Okay, then, how about we sharpen it then? Maybe sharpening will work. Sharpen the edges? Right? Is that working? Not if I keep sticking... Okay, you know what? There. Now it's... Every time we go back to the burn tool, you'll stay on the fucking door. Sometimes I wish it didn't move back to the layer. It helps. But this didn't help. Wonderful. Great. Fantastic. Oh, man, I'm just not having any freaking thing working today for me, aren't I? How about now? Is that good? Nope. Okay, how about we try it now with this? No Anti-Elias. Let's try that. Didn't do shit still. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go on ahead and put this back on Anti-Elias. Deselect. The only other thing I could probably think of would be that. Which, yes, it works, but at the same time, I don't like the fact that I have to go over the edge. I guess it's color. It's kind of fine if it's matching it. As long as we don't go over to there, this shouldn't be too big of an issue. Right? And hell, we can even do some of this to try to... Look, this is a new territory. I didn't even know that this was a thing that I can do. Now, if only the select thing could select all the pixels that I wanted to select, but it doesn't do that for some reason. And I don't know what I would need to do to have it encompass over it without having to do something like, say, this, for example. And because I know you probably seeped into the edge, yep, like right there, and right here, and most likely right here. I'll delete some of these, and we'll be good. Okay, good, now that we did that, now there's the only other one character here who is supposed to be the villain of the week, or villain of the episode, is this guy. Seem familiar to you? Yes, I'd imagine so. But there's more to him than just this. Now, this guy, for, avoiding copyright nonsense, because knowing Capcom, they probably would be extremely upset, even if I am just doing a reference character and showing some, interest towards the series that they made and abandoned for gambling stuff. Because Capcom's now, a casino slot machine making company thing now, or unless did they do a new game? Street Fighter, but is that still... Okay, let me just double check, because... And here comes... We got new internet, and yet it's still taking a million years to do anything. How about now? Nope, still loading. Okay, let me close, reopen, and try again. Is Capcom still making games? I don't know. Who made Street Fighter 6, I guess? Capcom. Game developed and published by... Unless this is not the same Street Fighter? Is it? I don't quite... It doesn't matter. I think that's the new one that's coming out, right? Yeah. Okay, so they're still making stuff. Good, great. Not making any more Castlevania games, unfortunately. Or at least not that I know of. They're doing crossovers with Dead Cell, apparently, so that's a good sign, right? Series isn't dead yet, right? Hopefully. Maybe they'll bring Iga back so we can make more Castlevanias. In terms of, similar style to Symphony of the Night or Ritual of the Night. But yeah, aside from, this guy being, of course, obviously Dracula to an extent, he's not just referencing Dracula. No, he's referencing another character. Try to guess who, given the appearance that he's got going here. You already got one hint with, the neck. See that neck right there? Remind you of someone else's neck? All right? Yes, that's right. If you guess Ridley, you're correct. Basically, Metroidvania is the name of these particular kinds of, game series. This is supposed to be a combination of Ridley and Dracula, a.k.a. Ridula. I mean, this is supposed to be a filler episode, so we can go balls to the wall like most other filler episodes. Besides, it's funny to see, some references of, some Metroidvania-esque games. I find it hilarious just seeing these four who look completely out of place. These are four you wouldn't see in a Metroidvania game. More so, you would probably see them in a JRPG. So seeing them just going all around, bouncing around the walls, doing parkour, dashing through the air. Even though Shantia doesn't have, the hair abilities that Shantae has, she still has an ability that Sky utilizes, which is using her birds. If I remember correctly, she did use birds in that one DLC of Half Genie Hero. But, this bird is Lobo, who can also grow 3 times the size. It's also funny to just see, 2 unlikely combinations. But you know what? Hey, it's perfect. We get to see the entirety of the Shantae cast parodied via Shantia and Lobo. I feel like Bolo would probably be offended that he's been referenced as a bird, but Roddy Top will probably see the bird as cute and maybe yummy. Who knows? I know she likes brains, but also she drinks coffee. Yep. I've played pretty much one of or more of games from these series. Like I said, Hollow Knight being the only game installment, and I guess the DLCs being the ones from the deal that I got. I've played Pirate Curse, you know, where the third installment of the game. Then I played Half Genie Hero, and then there was Sirens. Obviously, via this one drawing I did of Moon dressing up as a very particular character, assuming I know what album that was. Album 41. Seeing Moon dressing up as that Warp Room girl because she looked like Moon with the hairstyle. I figured it'd be cute to draw Moon in that outfit. As well as, of course, Yuri, but Moon is the most important one there. No offense to Yuri, Yuri's also important, but not as important as Moon. But yes, point stands. I've played those 3 games, but I've never played the first or second one. And I've heard the first one is a little bit tricky to get into. And the second one's pretty good, though. It's a Metroidvania-esque game, but I don't think the first one was, if I remember correctly from reading it. I probably am not remembering it correctly. Then, of course, in the Metroid series, I've only ever played finished Prime in the remaster version, not the original. Finished Dread, huge pain in the fucking ass, but I managed. And I apparently played some of Hunter's Prime, because there was a boss fight in there that I remember that I thought was from regular Prime, but I didn't even know that Prime Hunter was a thing. Which would explain my, innate fear as a kid going into a certain area because this one enemy, or in this case, I think it was a hunter, was just completely destroying us while we were fumbling with the controls. Now, I've seen the controls, I've seen everyone say how bad the controls are, and I would probably be like, how the fuck do you expect me to control this game? And I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking modify this game so I can play it like I did in Remastered of Prime. Yes, sirree. But yeah, those 3 are the only games that I've played, and I've only completed 2 to completion. And then Bloodstained, I only really played the Ritual of the Night because I didn't even know the others existed. Not like I would want to play them, though. It's the old Castlevania gameplay, where I try to do the, what was the one that comes pre-packaged with Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation? Rondo of Blood? Yeah, I tried that. Couldn't get past the 2nd level. It was a pain in the ass trying to get a hand of the controls. I never really fully got a handle of it. Castlevania games, I could definitely remember a few that I have played. Symphony of the Night being my most favorite of them all. I did play this one on the PSP version that also had like a secret area you can, go to play Symphony of the Night. But man, do I remember that being a pain in the ass. And I don't even think I completed it. I think I got stuck on death. And the one thing that I remembered was when you die, you lose all your lives, you have to restart the entire game all over again. And that's complete and utter bullshit in this day and age. So, yeah, I never got around to completing that. Never once got around to completing that. But Symphony of the Night, and surprisingly, was it Lord of Shadows? The one 3D one? That one. I just spat on my monitor. That one was a pain in the ass. Oh, the rage that I felt was high, is all I can really say. I was so enraged. It sucked. I managed to beat it, but I had to lower the difficulty once I got to a certain point that was just impossible to do shit in. I don't know how the hell I managed to beat Hollow Knight in this day and age when I was struggling so much with a game like Castlevania Lord of Shadows or whatever it was. I think that's what it was. I would look it up, but okay, there it is. Good. The game, what do you call it? Yep, Lords of Shadows. There's a second one, but I never got around to playing that. Too hard. I'm gonna look it up. Too hard. Yep, too hard on normal mode. I don't know, man. And here oh yeah, well, you knew it was coming. Y'all knew it was coming, but here I am playing Tales of Berseria on hard mode. Granted, apparently the game is not that hard on hard mode, according to most people, difficult, but I don't know. Freaking Rokuro was giving us a little challenge. I mean, yeah, granted, it was the beginning, and we don't really have like all the combos at our disposal, and all the souls that we need to be able to make the combat slightly less tedious. But he was still giving us a challenge. Spoilers for the first episode, but that's fine because it's coming out Tuesday. This is coming out late Sunday. Better be. Nonetheless, that was a pain-in-the-ass game to play. Hell, I'm surprised I somehow managed to kill every single boss in Limgrave and Elden Ring. But I don't think that's as much as an accomplishment as I would think it would be. Because the game is actually quite easy in that first area if you have like the right equipment, the right tools, the right summons. And even go so far as to imbue your sword to get a little extra damage, even if it doesn't matter. It helps a tiny bit. I do want to get back into that game at some point. I really do. I can't even even if I did replace my Switch controllers with ones that aren't freaking burdened by Joy-Con drift, and even if I buy Tears of the Kingdom, the game that I do want to play as much as I can, I don't think I'll have the time. There's so much on my plate right now, and it's all self-inflicted, which is fine. Because the more I work on this, the better chance I'll have to not have to worry about going into work, normal work, but my own version of work, i.e. this stuff. And who knows how long that's going to take. YouTube is going nowhere, slowly. I mean, yeah, we got some subscribers here and there, 37 at this point, unless we went down one. But we're not really making as much progress as I would like, which is fine because I wasn't really fully banking on YouTube being my main bread and butter. Mostly it's just my creations. But yes, I have a lot on my plate. What with Elementals Reborn, Nova Guardians, Heavenly Deadland, frickin' Lustful Horrors even. Adventurous Army, which, by the way, we are getting kind of close to the end of that series. But then another series will start in its place, so even if we finish that off, there's still more, so it doesn't end. Although, the difference here being, is going to be kind of a little bit more higher up. In the sense that it's, what's the word exactly? It's going to be released at the end of the month, as opposed to the beginning. Also, that's what I'm looking for, Shadow Plant. Yeah, we got an interesting looking backdrop there, but this is supposed to be you see, this is supposed to be a bush, and this is supposed to be leaves, but when you look so far out, it looks like this is supposed to be the background, and that's supposed to be whatever the hell that is. I like it. I'm keeping it like that. So yes, as much as I would like to play Elden Ring some more, to try to see if I can get any further in that game, I can't. The best option I would have is to set aside that game. We'll buy it on the maybe get a new PC first before I try to buy and play Elden Ring. Because this PC, I don't think it's going to be able to handle something as complex as Elden Ring is. Let's be honest. Maybe I should get an actual supercomputer at this point. I don't know. Laptop just doesn't seem to be cutting it anymore. We'll see. We'll see what we plan on doing. Maybe I can get another, maybe I can get like a super PC, but still keep the laptop to be able to I don't know. I feel like I still need to get a better computer to play any games. Or I can use a laptop to do OBS stuff, and I could just have that off to the side as my quote-unquote second monitor, and have OBS, somehow connect to my computer to grab its, and the USB wouldn't really work. No, it would work, because it would be the left one that would get used, because the USB would be in the supercomputer. Hopefully. I don't freaking know. Money is a problem right now. Despite the fact that we're making a decent amount of it, it's still a problem because everything is still so bloody expensive. I just don't understand. You would think at some point it would end. But the more we live, the more problems we have, both in the world and society itself. Why is it like that? Why can't we just, be happy? Oh, I recently seen something that just made me feel the utmost amount of cringe. Ugh. Look, I've done some stupid things in the past as a teen, because I was mostly desperate at that point. Nowadays, I don't give a shit. The further away from humans I can be, the better. Here I am saying it like I'm an alien, but... Well, with the way my social skills are, I might as well be an alien. What the hell is this What are you doing in this damn computer, cat? Cat's got some freaking... I don't know what that is, but you did something. Don't give me that look. You did something to these two keys here. You stepped on it when your paw was dirty. Somehow everything else remained unscathed, but the escape and the... I don't know what that one... The key beneath the escape key, I can't recall what that key is. Anyways, yeah, no, I've stopped. I'm no longer desperate. I mean, I'm envious. I still desire those particular things. But at this point, I have kind of just stopped with the desperation, because honestly, it's never going to happen if you force it. Trust me. I've tried. So I just don't care now. So maybe then something will happen. But I still don't care. Because let's be honest with ourselves here. It's more important to work on yourself than to chase after some desire. Some Philly desire. A little Philly here and there. But yes, of course, I've seen something that was so goddamn awful that it scared even Charlie. And the funniest reaction that he had, just the way he said it, just still laughing at it. So, there's this weird guy who's on Bumbler? Bumbler. Let's just call it Bumbler. It's some dating website. I'm not on any of those, so I don't know what the hell the names are, and I don't give a damn. He's on Bumbler, right? The guy who was in question, the one who created the cringe, is, it's like, ooh, this person's profile. It's a really good profile. Man, I gotta tell them somehow, but for some reason, the site just doesn't think we're a match. So, like you should, wait, what direction is this? Slash, oh my god, mirror is such a pain in the ass. Why was that so physically difficult to do? This guy went on an internet expedition throughout the lands of Facebook itself. The Zuckerberg Isles, if you will. Maybe, potentially not so much to say it's an island, even though it probably should be on an island, since I don't use Facebook anymore, and Facebook is still a cesspool filled with its own problems. Talking on Facebook, but you won't see most people complaining. He sailed across the 7,000 seas, going so far as to find this person by probably a first-name basis, and only a first-name basis, I have to imagine. She wasn't stupid enough to do a last-name basis, but who knows? Privacy isn't really a thing anymore in these seas. So he went off to find the one puss. The one piece. The one puss. Yeah, sure, why not? You already knew what I was saying when I said the vast 7,000 seas, even though there's no 7,000 seas. Anyways, I diverge. He went to find the one puss. So determined to get this one treasure found in one location. And messaged that treasure. He found the treasure, but he didn't get it. He found a hologram of the treasure. He found a phone that he found a magical scroll that he can write in to send messages to a treasure that also somehow come equipped with voice technology. Ooh, the 1980s was definitely an interesting innovation for long-range communication. Technically, yes, I think. I don't know, I'm not a history buff. You know what I'm talking about. Pirate era, he had a shell... No, that's copy. He had his slug phone. Yes, his slug phone. He took the slug and put it up to his ear, and it's like, here I am, on the door, knock, knock. I'm here to get in them pants, and I'm going to do it in the worst way possible. So he left the message. And was it a message? 2 messages, one longer than the last. What's the 5 equivalent of thrice? Thrice, I'll say. Sure, why not? I'll come up with a new word. Even if there is already a word that exists for it, I'll come up with a new word just to describe how terrible this person was. Now, I have done some stupid things in the past as a teen, out of desperation. And now that I've learned the error of my ways, I've realized it was stupid. This guy, he didn't understand the meaning of the word, learning from your past. No, that was stupid. He went too far down the rabbit hole of, is he an incel? Regardless, it doesn't matter. He did the thing, the stupid. Yes, he did the stupid. You know the phrase we say multiple times on this channel, the stupid. But I feel like the stupid is just very minute as to what occurs here. So, if I can recall barely what his messages consisted of, it consisted of weird, lies. Something about, a family of ducks and a pond, because, I'm off to go to this family of ducks that I've raised ever since I was 5 years old. I named them. They think I'm their mother. Here I go in my Tesla or whatever the hell is it's not a Lamborghini anymore. You got to upgrade your car terminology to whatever is the most expensive vehicle nowadays. I don't know shit about cars. I am the Bizarro Sparkles. I curse, I create, and I don't know shit about cars. You don't get that reference? Look at the episodes I've done of Terraria, Nukem Edition, where I build... What was it? I forgot what episode it was. But, yeah, point still stands. He... out there making up the... Oh, apparently he has done gigs. From what I've read in the comment sections, he has done gigs. He's a musician. Which would kind of make sense if you want to go down that stereotype route, but I don't really want to go down that route because there are some musicians that are nice and cool. Like Ariana Grande, for instance. Even though I'm pretty sure she might have some issues that I don't know about. Either way, I still, I've still got gripes with the things that he said in there that was just really weird. But the funny thing that occurred was when he talked about big grippers. Now I'm going to give you the common decency to say the actual word. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve that word. And he's in those categories as the weird fetishist. I can only imagine why you would exclaim that. Brings me down terrible memory lane. Stupid. And to prove the stupidity, I'm gonna punch myself. But then again, I'm not really fazed by my own attacks because I'm a masochist. Bizarro Markiplier as well. Well, no. If I was a Bizarro Markiplier, I'd be shit at creating things. Well, you know what? I'm masochist, right? But in a different sense. In a different sense of, the TT. You know what that means? You know what that means. But good luck finding it. Regardless of the fact of the matter, he said something, and the funniest part occurred with Charlie. That still makes me laugh. And Charlie said, "You're scaring me. You're scaring me." Why? It's just like... It's funny because it's just the way he says it. And also the fact that he's from Florida, so he understands the Florida man way. So the fact that this guy's scared of Florida man is even more hilarious. Ah, shit. It's fine, it's an easy fix. But yes, there was just something funny about that bit. I don't know why. I hope somebody clips that and uses that as a meme. Because that is just... It's been a while since I've laughed that much. But yes, it's pretty sad when you think about that, actually. Yes, that guy was so goddamn serial killer-like. It's so goddamn creepy that it made Charlie quiver in his boots. Oh, I kind of hope to an extent that Cinnamon Toast Ken also does a reaction to this guy, because I'm kind of curious to see what both him and Buff Pro's reaction to this guy would be. We're probably not going to get a "you're scaring me" moment, but it's still going to be pretty funny. It's got to be funny, right? There's no way anybody reacting to that probably is going to have the funniest clips you're probably going to ever hear from that one particular video. Which I guess is kind of setting the bar low because it's only counting that video. Well, either way, that must makes a lot of people's confidence levels shoot up high. I will say, though, I have definitely somewhat kind of improved upon social matters, but I have no clue exactly. I don't know. I'm still not really that talkative at work, but that makes sense because I don't want to be there. Take a real good look at the "I really wish I wasn't here" pin. But everything's getting expensive, money fucking sucks, and you need a shit ton of it now. Quote a famous song, although I probably wouldn't say it's famous to the quote-unquote famous people. If you want to make it out there, you gotta be a thousandaire. And that is way more prevalent now. Now you gotta be a 10,000aire to be able to make it out here. I don't know when it's gonna get fixed. I don't know if it's gonna get fixed. Society is collapsing. People are losing their minds. Creepy musician man out here. I didn't even say this. He's pulling the same thing on several other women. Even going so far as using the same lines. At some point, you gotta realize, is this a sketch? Is this a joke? Is he doing this to see if he can get a laugh out of people? Is this some weird, I don't know. The only thing I can really think of is Keel and Peele, and I've never seen a single episode of them. I don't even know where the hell I heard that from. Is this some weird Saturday Night Live sketch? I've never seen that either, but I've seen memes about it. At least one from Family Guy and a few from Internet Today. Well, whatever it is, I don't like it. The more you listen to it, the more you say to yourself, why is he still talking? He just keeps talking. It's like you give him a shovel, and he'll be like, perfect, I'll continue to dig my grave even deeper. I'm sure everybody even already knows him on a first-name basis if he's doing, gigs and stuff and going up to people and saying these kinds of things. And the sad thing is, there are probably some insane women out there that are actually falling for that. And who knows, he might give the greatest head of all. Assuming call it head if a guy is going down on a girl, or a girl going down on a girl. It doesn't exactly matter what. It's somebody going down on a girl. Because going down on a guy is giving head. I have to imagine it's got that name because the dick is also known as, or at least the tip of the dick is also known as the head. Why are we talking about that? I have no fucking clue. Wait a fucking minute. You shitbird. It's fine. I don't even really think I need to worry about doing most of that. Is this the door I need? This is wall 1B. Never mind. Well, shit. Well, either way, there's somebody out there who's doing some very, very weird things. So if you got a dating profile, probably best to delete that. Just saying. Or although maybe you could make a terrible dating profile, and that's a good way to avoid him. Although that might not work for the others out there. To be completely honest with you, I really don't feel comfortable with, dating profiles. I would stay single my whole life if it means I didn't have to worry about probably the weird awkwardness there. Sad thing is, dating's become more and more impossible nowadays. Not like I really ever did it to begin with. It's a shame, really. Real shame. But at this point, I'm kind of just banking on the whole theory of whatever we create becomes real in another universe. And when my soul passes on from this terrible, terrible reality, I can go to Luna's universe and hopefully have fun there instead of being miserable here. Because it's just miserable here. Everybody can agree. It's just miserable here. A lot of things are just going wrong more and more every day. It's like you think this year will be better. Case in point. Now, you all probably already heard this. Submarine. So I'm going to say for now. Now, right there. You already know what I'm talking about, right? Yes. Some egotistical, crazed, psychotic CEO who, for some reason, has a vendetta against all things safety. He committed murder today, and also suicide. Was it knowing? I don't think so. I think he was so confident that nothing was going to happen that he didn't even realize he fucked up. So, a bunch of rich people got yanked more than 1,000 feet deep within the ocean. Which is not really impressive when you think about those who have went very deep. And somebody even went down the Mariana Trench. I think it was Mariana Trench. Don't quote me on that. Look it up yourself. James Cameron, I believe. The director? Yes. Yes, he also goes and does marine biology stuff. See, just because he creates movies and stuff doesn't mean he can't do other things. Granted, the creative field is what I prefer to stay in. I would not really want to risk my life doing something I have no interest in. Although, granted, I guess going down into the fucking Christ, why do I keep pressing the ceiling? I guess going down into the depths of the ocean, if there's any light shining down the ocean oh my god, I keep clicking on the ceiling. You know what? Get out of here, ceiling. Stop existing. Great, now I can't click on you until I... God damn it, I keep... Whatever, it's fine. Anyways, you shouldn't feel bad for at least the CEO. There's a couple of people on board that I know of that you probably should feel a bit bad for, because there is some terrible things occurring with, So, this 19-year-old that went on there did not want to go on there. I can't imagine how he was feeling right there in that scenario. Terrified of the ocean, I'd imagine. terrified of being in literal tin can. A submarine that even triumphs Elon Musk's pathetic attempt at building a submarine. Sure, he can build rockets and Teslas, but I don't think he's the one doing that. I think that's mostly just everybody else on his team. It would just be the simple case of him taking credit. Wait a fucking minute. I think you're supposed to be above that. Wait, then what are you? Oh, right. Unless... Oh, wait, no. These two are supposed to be up. You're right, okay, never mind. Right now. Anyways, he didn't want to go on board the ship. I'm going to delete that since that is not needed. And I don't blame him. I really don't. That ship, it was terrible. You've seen the interior? It was awful. But he wanted to go and be there with his father for Father's Day. What a wonderful Father's Day present. $250 down the drain for an ocean burial where your corpse isn't even there anymore. Instantaneous it was. It was an implosion. At the very least, it was quick, right? But part of you also hoped that the CEO had a slow and painful death. Granted, I'm a psychopath. If somebody like that, went out of their way to, scorned safety like it's the worst thing in the world, and killed off somebody important to me on that sub, I would invoke Satan, because I'm sure he's in hell, to let me down into his domain for like an hour or so I can torment that man's soul until he goes to super hell. Jokingly, but seriously, I would kill the man if he did anything to put any of my friends or family in harm's way. Kill him again. The ocean already killed him, but I'm gonna kill him again. I'm gonna fucking go down there with frickin' James Cameron, because it's not even that big of a frickin' depth. We could go into a normal submarine and be fine. Get my goddamn seance shit out. Get like a vessel to put the CEO's soul in. And oh boy, bring him into the most severe amounts of pain. But he is inconsequential. I could not care less about him. But I do feel bad about the kid who didn't want to go. And that one French guy who apparently has been doing this all his life, going down to the Titanic to learn more about it or something. I don't know much about him. Yeah, they were billionaires. And, well, some billionaires, you get the concept of $1 billion, right? You understand that concept? To achieve such massive wealth requires you to do certain things. Certain things that most normal people wouldn't do. It's a lot of money. A lot of money that not a lot of us will see in our lifetime. That's a lot of money. So, just keep into consideration. Some of those billionaires aren't exactly good people. They exploit many people to get that much money. So I can understand why not a lot of people are fairly sympathetic towards them. I can understand that. I'm curious where all that money's going to go, though. Because there's no way they had the presence of mind to write up the will thinking, there's no way I'm going to die. I'm rich. There's no possible way I could die down here. Oh, what's that? Explosion. Silent explosion, because then you probably wouldn't get... Well, no, sound travels far in the ocean, so you probably would be able to hear it still. I'm thinking of space. Wouldn't you still... I don't know. There's no atmosphere in space, so that means sound can't travel. Well, regardless of the fact, they blew up. Quick death. Instantaneous. I don't even think anything would have been left behind. Part of me wonders if it was like, literal red mist. Bone powder. Sprawling about the place. Very gruesome, I know, but, you know, that is what we are. We are gruesome. You've seen what I have drawn. You have, technically speaking, with the eviscerating doll, that giant thing that cut up a couple of construction workers. You've seen it. You've seen how gruesome we can get. You've seen that we've come up with a new technique via the rock brush thing that I used for the asteroids, then used for rocks, but now used for tears and blood splatter. But yes, it's pretty gruesome. But it's a gruesome way to go out. Right, Cadillac? Cat's sleeping. I know, Cat, but if you sleep, I won't be able to sleep because you're going to go all over the place and keep me from trying to go to sleep quickly. Not like it really matters because we're getting closer and closer to finishing this off, but, you know, it's still good. Like a castle here. You know, you can't really see much of this, considering the fact that this is all bright. Yeah, look at that sky. So yes, explosions occurred there, and it was instantaneous. So, I guess at least in that instance, the families there can rest easy. Except for that one guy who seems to be reveling in the fact that his father is dead. Don't know why exactly, but you can't really figure out what these rich people, what's going on in their minds half the time. Case in point, Elon Musk picking a fight with Mike Zuckerberg, a guy who apparently is very good at martial arts. I have no clue what the hell's going to happen in that department. I have no clue at all. If I were to have to put money on a fight like that, Elon's going down. There's no question about that. Unless he puts the time and effort into training and doing some mixed martial arts before the fight, assuming he doesn't back out, which we're putting a lot on him just not immediately backing out. There's no possible way. I really don't think there's any way he would last that long. He's going to get destroyed. But who knows? Maybe he'll color us surprised. Maybe we'll all look like Tina right here, questioning how the fuck did he win? Well, her questioning is more so, why the hell are these guys jumping all around the place like it's a frickin' platformer? That's because it technically is a platformer. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see success in his future. Technically, there was really no success with what's been going on with Twitter as of late. I don't know what's going to happen to that either. A lot of rich people out there, though, are, or at least CEOs or something, are really just chomping at the bits to try to one-up other CEOs. Like what's been going on with Reddit as of recent. I don't use third-party APIs. I go on mobile with the desktop site, and that's how I've always viewed it. So it doesn't exactly affect me, but I can understand why people would like for this change to not occur, because apparently it screws with modding tools. The modding tools are necessary to keep these communities modded. And I would imagine some people would say, let Reddit live so that all of the Redditors would be in one place, and not just move over to Twitter and make it even worse. Their words, although I don't exactly really look into that shit. I couldn't care less. But some of the memes can be funny. This one called me a Redditor. Or, in the voice that I could probably do, this guy called me a Redditor. That's an interesting... Hold on, what did he say? That's an interesting fact, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up. I like that I can do somewhat of a Raiden's voice. Part of me questions if I should try to do a little voiceover of that, but with not Raiden's voice, obviously, because I can't do the voice like 100%, but I can get close to it. You're batshit insane. If I can't stop saying the shish as the shish, or the sis as the shish. War's changed, Snake. That's right, Raiden. No, that's right. Wait. War has changed. That's right, Raiden. I don't know. The only Metal Gear game I've ever played was Metal Gear Rising. I did kind of do this one Metal Gear 5. Was it a DLC or it was a standalone one mission thing? And I don't know what it was. Was it a demo? I have no clue. But that was outside of that. Metal Gear Rising is the only game that I've ever played. So, yeah. Indeed. Anywho's in which, right. So, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, CEO Reddit does stupid things, and people got angry, and, their power is being taken away. And, I don't know what's going to happen with Reddit. Part of me couldn't care less. I mean, Reddit goes away. Well, what can you do? Good place to go to just for, shits and giggles. Seeing certain memes and whatnot. Also discussion. But aside from that, well, I don't know. I guess I just don't really care that much. If it's not there, it's not there. What am I going to do? I don't know. I sometimes scroll through Twitter, but I don't really have that same thing where most people doom scroll. And again, I got a lot of fetish-based stuff on there and some funny stuff on there, so, I guess my experience is different from others. Some may say that I have a porn addiction, but I'd say, screw it. I don't give a damn. I'll do whatever I want, Senator. I don't know. You have a porn addiction, Raiden. And the only way to take it out of you is good old-fashioned American spirit. I was going to try to continue it, but I couldn't think of anything. I can't improvise as well as I would like to. God damn it. I swear. Anyways, nope, wrong one. Almost did this stupid. It's funny, I just gotta go, up and down, but I don't really need to do anything else here outside of, making search goes up and down. So anyways, yeah. I don't know what else. It's, that's all there is to it. Whoops, right now. I would say the one thing that that's the boss door, you fool. I want to go to the chin. I would say the one thing we got going for us differently in a site like DeviantArt is the fact that I do both safe for work and not safe for work, and the ratio is 1:3. Meaning you got 3 safe for work drawings and 1 not safe for work back to back. Essentially. See, if it wasn't for this, we wouldn't have gotten to the skills we've gotten to now. If we just stick to fetish art, we wouldn't have gotten to here. So I'd say it's good to branch off and do those particular kinds of drawings. It's fine. As long as you don't do hundreds of them back to back, and you branch off into different things like I am doing here with the series, which I guess, yeah, technically it's overburdening me. I have so many things. And Nova Guardian is the most egregious because I can only write this up on a Sunday because it takes like 8 freaking hours to write up a single episode of Nova Guardian. 8. And that's because I'm trying to get 55 to 60 kilobytes worth of text. And I just found out recently, I don't know why I didn't really have the presence of mind to like realize this, but apparently a singular letter, I don't know if space counts, but a singular letter is 1 byte. I don't know why, but I find that interesting. A single letter is worth a singular byte. I don't know how much. Okay, I'm installing a stupid update now because you won't shut up, you stupid phone. I was going to look it up, but I think I remember it still being 1,000, right? Actually, I could just do byte to kilobyte converter. So 1,000 bytes is 1 kilobyte. 55 is 55,000 bytes. 55,000 words. Or letters, I mean, not words. It depends. I don't know how much an episode is, but Nova Guardians isn't really following the same 22-minute read imagine as every other series is. This series is more so following its own storytelling pace, and it might be uneven, it might not be uneven, who knows. But it's fine. It's like every episode is a movie, somewhat, so to speak. That is not what I wanted. I wanted the waterfall, you idiot. Then again, who knows? For all I know, this is actually 22 minutes. But no, it's probably like 30 to 44, depending on like what the story's entailing. Okay, I'm going to make this one out of this texture instead. That's the sky, you idiot. Go to wall 1 seat. That's the right one? It is, but it's not full. So, yeah, and as I was saying, it's a lot of letters to type up. A lot. Not only that, but a lot of the bytes goes into bolding text. Which, granted, yes, I probably could use a different thing for DeviantArt, but I do like the idea of just doing a copy-paste of the bracket B. Well, bracket B bracket, and then bracket slash... Wait, what is this? Slash B bracket? You wonder how to bold things in DeviantArt without using the built-in thing that they have to do something like that. That's how you do it. It's a very quick and easy way to do that without having to like highlight the word, go into the thing, and then just, you know, press the button. When all you gotta do is just highlight the bold syntax or whatever the hell the thing's called. Then copy and paste it in every instance you need to bold something. Do the same thing with I and U. I for italics and U for underline. I think there was also kind of a hyperlink variation, but I can't remember what that was, and I think using the tools for the hyperlinks is the best that we can do. I've learned this from Subscribestar, and have discovered that DeviantArt also has the same thing. I've been doing this without that for ages, which is fine because I don't need to use that outside of maybe very specific types of links. Yeah, because Subscribestar's links don't have titles. I literally have to put the link inside of something, not on the DeviantArt one. I do it in the Subscribestar public post page. Which, by the way, we have like 43 at this point. 43 or 45 hardcore mature drawings made. That's a lot, considering that we're making like 2 every month, and there was 1 month where we did a 3. Now I can't do 3 anymore. No, go to link. Because now I got so much on my plate, things are becoming a lot more difficult to keep up with things. Which is fine. I'd say $5 for hardcore mature drawing is a good deal. Spend $10, get 2 hardcore mature drawings of you alongside all the other backlogs that I've got. And I'm leaving it open, primarily because if I don't leave it open, you have to wait for a month to be able to see the, Adventurous Army episodes, and that's not necessarily a good thing for the content that is like that and whatnot. There are most people that do like standalones and singulars. I know one who does that. I believe her name was Nitropunk. She used to be on DeviantArt, but no longer after what they did with AI Shish. I'm still doing my own thing, AI be damned. I still kind of find it hilarious that the people who are so heavily for AI stuff are just adamantly hateful towards people who do actual art. You gotta be a very shallow person to want to, like, knock on people's art. Oh, for example, there's this one person. These 2 teenagers in Hawaii destroyed some guy's, or not destroyed fully, but had desecrated this guy's very advanced sand sculpture. I would never be able to do that. My skills reside solely within this. And I'm fine with that. But these fools, not only have the balls, the chutzpah, to film themselves doing it, but they tried to do what the Sphinx did and having its nose get disappeared. Needless to say, they got caught. Because not only did their, recorded evidence probably get shown, but also CTV cameras paying attention to their every move, as they. If you were to tell me that they were drunk, I would believe you, because that is just abhorrent. To be so disrespectful and hateful towards somebody else's creation. That's pretty low of you. Not gonna lie. But what can you do? There are just people out there who are so adamant on wanting to bring other people down because they are just miserable little pieces of shit. Somebody tries to bring you down for no reason. They're either a child, because children are ruthless, or they have a terrible past, and they're angry about it, and they want to take it out on everyone else. Look, I had a terrible past too. I had issues when I was a kid. I was a psychopath then, more so then. Now I have somewhat of a handle on it, but the anger still comes out. Then, though, is more unbridled. But, I had some problems. I had the misfortune to have to deal with Fordkeep. That didn't really do anything. I was still hateful. I'm still hateful. But I've gotten better at redirecting it and not having it redirected at other people. I find it hilarious too because I don't think there was really that much of a reason for it, because all I did as a kid, everybody was freaking out in this room, and I was like, yay, freak out, I'm gonna toss a table. Psychopath kid me. Oh, teen me, but still, flipped a table. I don't think I was the only one who got in trouble, but it felt like it. It did feel like it. But, I can understand. I was a devil. I still kind of am. The demon was present. You know, the demon, that guy I referenced multiple times and have drawn once before in the past. Still got a hold on me when I have something that just makes me angry. Like this one stupid mobile game. But I don't really feel like talking about that, so let's not talk about that. Sparkles. I do wonder how different this YouTube channel would have been if I started when I was young. I probably would have turned out like those terrible YouTube pranksters. Thank the cats I didn't. 'Cause that's just terrible. My God. There is this one guy in Britain who stole this old lady's dog. Wanders into people's homes. And the police just can't do shit about it for some reason. I just keep thinking if he tried that shit in America, he wouldn't survive. And I'd hate to say this, but you know damn well it's true with all the racist motherfuckers in America for some reason. But they would shoot his ass on... Even if he wasn't doing anything, they would shoot him on sight. If he did something, guaranteed shot, no doubt about it. White or black, it doesn't matter. If you're breaking into somebody's home, even if it's wide open, you'd be like, "What the hell? Get the fuck out of my house!" Or, "Get the fuck out of my house," he says with a shotgun. And he shoots. And if he doesn't get out in time, well, that's a shotgun blast to the back, and there goes the news. Talking about how a white man shot another black man, even though technically, with what he does, I wouldn't say it's justified because he's a kid who's doing stupid pranks. Yes, you're coming at somebody with a knife, and they don't know it's a prank. That's kind of deserved. Then again, coming into somebody's house, you think it's a break and entering and robbing somebody's stuff, so okay, it still probably would be deserved. Never mind. They would think you're a robber, you come at them with a knife, they think you're going to kill them. Come up to their face, said, "You want to die?" Guy pulls out a shotgun. "Do you want to die?" "Well, bro, it's just a prank." "And that's how people get shot around here," the guy would say. Which makes sense, right? You can't blame them for getting shot at because they're doing stupid pranks like threatening somebody, running at them with a knife, or going into somebody's home. There are some that don't deserve getting shot at because they're a public nuisance, but there are others that really do feel like they get what they deserved. They fucked around and they found out. Whereas, the more they fucked around, the more they found out. If they were to do the more childish and stupid pranks, the fuck around and found out meter would be at a solid 2 to 2. They probably would get punched. And it'd be like, "Whoa, bro, it was just a prank. Sorry, bro." And then the guy is typical, "Get a job, hippie." That usual muscular, mid to late 40s man's voice, overly manly, overly masculine, who, harping to the olden days where women are in the kitchen and men are the one that does all the work kind of stuff. No equality, just still trying to keep things the same as it was before in the past. I don't know, I'm just trying to replicate what I would imagine most of the people that they would be pranking and getting, violent reactions for would be. I mean, you understand, right? I hope you do. If you don't understand, either you're a part of the problem or you just haven't had to deal with that and don't know what I'm talking about, which, lucky for you. Although, I haven't dealt with it, but having looked it up, I got secondhand frustration and embarrassment just looking at what they do. It really is just blood-boilingly frustrating. I know that's not a word, but like I've said before, I gotta come up with a word for things that are just so asinine that would make Hank Hill swear. Swear as in, say the F word. Fuck. I don't think Hank would say the other F word. The British smoke. It's funny, because now, the usual profanities are it is what it is. At least to some people. But now you got the slurs out there that really amps things up. You thought fuck, shit, and bitch were like bad. Well, watch out for the N-word, the F-word, and probably a few other words that I don't know of because I don't really think about that shit. And why would I? Why would I want to get my ass kicked for saying something terrible? Even if I could hold my own on a fight, why the hell would I want to invoke a fight by saying the words? It's just not worth it. Both mentally and physically. But everybody else out there just seems to be hell-bent on tossing the word around. All the words. Why is that? Maybe it's because they think they're better than them. They're better than everyone, they say. Truth be told, they're not better. None of us are better. We all have our own issues. So why bring forth upon it towards other people? Yeah. Treat those how you want to be treated. So I'm assuming most of you want to be treated like shit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm calling you out. Regardless, it is what it is. People are going to do things that they shouldn't do. At the end of the day, they're either going to get their asses kicked, get canceled, or get, killed. And the only other thing I think of is get killed. Anywho's and wits. We're almost done with this. But I don't know what else to talk about. I don't know what else to talk about. Oh, Valheim's got a new update out. Granted, it's really just for world customization. I tried it out for a bit. It's why this is kind of getting done with late. I was kind of hoping I can get something else finished. Wait a minute, this is the... Oh, I'm perfectly where I need to be. But I kind of got distracted, did Valheim on Thursday instead, and now here I am, 4:36 Sunday a.m. Put that in the wrongest order possible, but whatever. Getting this done with. It's fine. Almost done. We've been at this for an hour and a half. I tried out the 3 times, and it was pretty good, except for a few things. I like the idea of 3 times wood, stone, and metal. And also like very important drops like leather and deer hide and all that stuff. But it's 3 times everything. So it feels like there's a hell of a lot more things that are like added into it. That's just a little bit too much, if I were to have to say. I did like having a whole bunch of wood readily accessible without having to really go as far as to just destroy an entire forest. That was cool. If anything, I would say having that enabled for just wood, if that was the only option I had, is fine as... Oh, no, not just wood. Stone as well. Because stone is also kind of important. For a few obvious reasons. Being the fact that if I wanted to build a castle, you know how much you have to destroy to be able to get a significantly sized castle built. It's a lot. And also for the stone golems, it's a lot to get their glass shards to be able to make ginormous windows. When the game fully is finished, I'm probably still going to play it on normal mode, but, oh my god, it's just a pain in the ass to get all the stone to build a castle. Minecraft is more forgiving with that department. But that's primarily because of the fact that it doesn't take 1,000,000 years to mine a certain thing to get some stone. Christ, man, I can mine 1,000 more stone in okay, maybe not within a minute, I can mine 100 blocks of stone, more than I can get the stone I need in Valheim, unless I carve into one of those giant pillars and then in the plains and have all that stone fall down. Actually, I never really did that because the less I spent time in the plains, the less pain in the ass I'd have to deal with certain things. Even though I had the padded armor during this point in the game. Long ago, of course. Okay, I think I'm done with the background portion now. Well, there's still the effects and stuff. And I have one idea for an effect that I would like to try out with Horinato. Copy. Horinato Shade 1A. Because we're trying to have a somewhat similar, let me move this over here and let me go through all that I've got here. Darken. That's interesting. Multiply, color burn, linear burn, lighten, screen, color dodge, linear dodge, overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pin light, difference, exclusion, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Interesting. I think the closest I had to what I would like, I think, was linear burn. Like shadow, basically. Maybe not that. Oh, hold on. Go back inside of you. Are you back inside? I can't tell. Yeah, okay, good. Boom. You know that dash ability that the Hollow Knight has? This is supposed to be replicating it. What? But you didn't... Oh, never mind. You were more... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if having these be separate or combining them would... Nope, combining them would screw things up. So you got like the nice shadow shade movement thingy that, you know, you get when you do the dash ability. You don't really have much in the way of that. There's just a few more effects that I gotta do here. I'm gonna switch over to Sammy real quick. There we go. I don't quite recall what Samus Aran's energy thing was, but that's fine because this is supposed to be unique anyways. Fire! I still... Yeah, okay, good. Energy Ball! Yeah! I just gotta, you know, get a nice... What do you call it going here? NRG! Save that. Now let's make one brighter. And at 20. Another, whoops, NRG. Vivid light. Maybe not just vivid light. Whoops. No, you fucking fool. Go to layers. Now vivid light. There we go. Okay. And combining it does look better. And the only other thing I would say that I would need to get rid of is a little bit of the edge here. And similar to... Fuck. Fire source. Similar to what Samus does with her gun. She shoots at the doors and opens it. And you're just creating a fiery explosion. But before I do anything, I've got to save Sammy's swatch with the current fire. And now I gotta bring up Maria's swatch. Alright, I need you to be here, Maria. And fire. Maybe not here, but it's fine. Alright, now some orange in here. Using the power of crystals. Granted, this isn't exactly what Miriam does in that game. She absorbs the crystal and uses their power. This is Maria's difference here. And the fact that she uses the crystals for power. And we're probably going to have like something underneath the hand here or so. Fire some more. An interesting technique, using the crystals to create fire bursts. This poor thing. This snake thing. Resembling those weird Morte guys. Assuming I remember their names correctly. Maria. And now we gotta go up to the creatures and go to Ridula himself with fireballs. Probably not gonna be like that bright though, but it is going to be something. So you're wondering what this hole in his hand is, huh? This is how he emits fire, both from his hands and from his mouth. You know how Dracula, like, you know, has the ability to summon fireballs from his cape? Well, so does Ridula. So the only other fight that I can think of with something of Ridley in mind is the Prime fight. And that fight consisted mostly of, you know, rockets and whatnot. But I think that's because he had some attachments or some shit. I don't remember. There's like a dash ability that this screwball had, a flying ability that he had, and a bunch of like energy stuff. So I'd say the only difference he would have here is that the only attacks he uses is fire and physical attacks. It's also funny because he looks more so like Dracula in this one, less like Ridley because of the way the face is. The face is supposed to be like out here and has like a bat snout here with, you know, the mustache that he has. The neck there, hunchback there, and there's like a tail back here, and like, you know, the suit goes all the way down to where his you know, torso would be, going over the tail. You can only see the front bit though, but that's fine. Unless I want to draw a tail, I'll think about it. I'll think about it as I do some shadows and effects. Maybe. See, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do the shadows and effects here because everybody is everywhere all at once. With a lot of things in front and behind them. Opacity 10, flow 30, brush. Alright, let me see here for a second. I've seen something on Twitter about somebody saying that dark shadow, what do you call it, is quote-unquote a sign of tracing? I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's a sign of getting shadows done with quickly. Look, shadows can be a bit of a pain sometimes. And to try to do colors for certain shadows, that's a lot of work. Why should I do that much work when what I'm doing is good? It's really good. I don't even know if the dark red here would look as good as I would think. It works for my style, my lineless style. Well, lineless. The only lines here are these things. Aside from that, though, shadows, they do work. They add a little bit more depth to some of these. So long as I do something like, for example, like this. It works for these two because they're kind of in the area they need to be in. Granted, yes, I can see why it would be a little bit quote-unquote unprofessional for those who have done this for years. Because it does kind of seep into it. My best way to go about doing that is to just try to not seep into it as much, so it's not that noticeable and it's not that important. And also just make sure that I don't miss any important bits that screw up the shadows when you like change certain things. I decided to make a certain layer a little bigger because it seems like it's too small. What I gotta do. In that case, it's pretty easy unless you have like several different areas there, and that makes it difficult to fill in. So you can't just do like a clone tool or just go a once over it. Smudging wouldn't really work too well because it would affect other areas. It's funny because I use the burn tool to kind of like give things their shape. The burn tool isn't really used for shadows. As weird as it is, even though we got like sunken eye burn tool here, it's not really used for shadows. It's more so used to give object shape. Without the burn tool, we wouldn't really have a shape. I've worked with the burn tool for years now. Ever since I started this, even in the beginning, I've worked with the burn tool. Before, I think I stuck with highlights before I found that midtone was a hell of a lot better for basically everything. Highlights is good to get like things a bit more brighter and get a little bit more of a metallic, bright sheen to it. And shadows, I can't exactly explain what that's good for. It's good for certain things, but it's not. It's one of those that I don't use as much, to say the least. But yeah, I've done like a lot with the burn tool, a lot with the shadow effects, a lot with shadow rays, a lot with regular old effects. I've done a lot, and I've got my own style. If my style doesn't mesh well with other people because it's not following a certain set of professional like standards, that's fine. I don't care. It's my style. If I don't have my own style, then what good am I as an artist? Have your own style and work with the tools that you know how to use. That's what I have been doing. Alright, shit. Like, I can still utilize it like this, but the problem is... Okay, well, you're not really that big of an issue when I do that, because you are hovering above everything. Well, it doesn't matter. So yes, if you find your style, then you find your style. You want to try to improve upon it? Do what you want. It's your style that you're morphing, changing, doing stuff with. But don't change it too much. Don't change it too little either. If you want to try to change up your style, it will probably take a while. Eventually you'll get used to certain things. Because if you look at some of my older drawings, even in like the album 30s, you can see that I have a much improved, ability to draw faces, anatomies to an extent, and other things. Although, it's unfortunate that I couldn't draw these guys in a more realistic proportion standards, because the idea was to have them, in a chibi appearance. That's why they look somewhat smaller. Of course, these two would look smaller because they're from more simplistic series. And these two will look a little bit taller because, you're like this. Although you're crouched down. So I guess it isn't really like a good example. Because Sammy definitely does look like she's way more to size. But she is from a more realistic series. Realistic as in the graphics is less cartoony and less drawn and more, 3D models and whatnot. Well, it depends on which version you're talking about. If it's Metroid Prime, then, of course, it's realistic. I'm not sure how I feel about the model in Prime. I don't know why. I guess I've gotten so used to Samus looking like her usual 3D modeled self that it's weird to see her in a realistic appearance. Don't know why. Still looks good, but not as good as the 3D model is. 3D model is peak to me, even though I've never really played any Metroid game with that model outside of Dread, I guess. But in terms of when that model was made, the only time I've really seen it in full is Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers. Was it Brawl? There was Melee, then there was Brawl. I think it was Brawl. I don't remember. Maybe you'll remind me. Or not. We don't get a lot of comments. We used to get some comments, even if some of them were spam, to an extent. But not anymore. I don't know what happened to it. The last comment I got was from a child who wasn't a fan of the Minecraft series. Which is fine. You don't have to be a fan of the Minecraft series. Other than that, I haven't gotten a single comment. Not sure why exactly. Not sure why. But hey, we passed over 500 videos. Insane, right? Considering the fact that I don't have a lot of subscribers. We've passed over 500 videos. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep bashing our head on this thing called YouTube until something happens. Or until we're dead. The latter is most likely to occur before something happens because YouTube algorithms do not favor long-form content. Oh shit, don't go there yet. Which is a shame, really. Alright, do this again. Though I guess I don't exactly have the charisma to be able to garner a bunch of attention. But why is that? I don't understand why. If that is the reason why do I not have the charisma? Yeah, sure, I'm not really social, but I'm way more talkative on YouTube than I am in real life. So why is the charisma not there? What am I missing? The spunk? The lack of edits? I'd have to imagine it's the lack of edits, but also I'd imagine it's also the charisma, even though I probably sound normal to most people. Or not, I have no clue. I don't know, I don't get any feedback. I don't get a lot of comments. It's a shame, really. But what can I do? Alright, that's the characters done with. I think I'm going to have to do an over most of these because of the way these are built. Yeah, the shadows here is a little bit more complicated due to the fact that most of these are above everything. Yeah, you got like several different zones. I also kind of like the idea in a normal, what do you call it? A normal Metroidvania. You would see this, it'd be like, oh, 4 bosses I gotta beat to get to different areas. Which, by the way, I didn't really talk about the bosses too much on this door here. See, the bosses here basically represent, this one is from Sammy, a Kraid lookalike, or whatever the thing's called. This one is supposed to be referencing the Abyssal Dragon because there isn't, not that I know of at least, but there isn't really any good regular creature-like, things, alien-like, not like demon creatures we've got, but there's no alien creatures that we can really utilize from that series, or alien-looking creatures we can utilize from that series to have a reference from. Before this was a bat head, but I changed it to a dragon to more closely resemble at least one of the bosses from that game. Not closely resemble, but reference that dragon. Oh, this is going to be interesting because I got to I got to do like 4 different types of lights here and effects. Alright, man, there's so much stuff here. Even the creatures have their own layer. This right here is a sludge snake. This right here is a neon cocknail. This is a feral cray. And that's an ant soldier. I don't even really have to look at that one to tell you what that is. That's an ant soldier. And you got like the insectoids followed by the weird insect-like area. And obviously, clearly, it's not all representing it. Nice blue glowing flowers, which I probably could make a little bit more brighter. I already got the shadows for that one during that one shadow instance, but it's fine. And we got like... See, with this one, it's a bit more difficult because Shantae lives in like an oasis desert town, right? But I feel like the most... Like one of her main rival being, of course, Risky Boots, is she's a pirate. So it only makes sense that she would be, or at least Shantia, would go into a cove area. Which I guess makes sense with the boss being an octopus. Indeed. I really do like the idea of having a nice little reference episode, filler episode for, this one. We already have, like, the characters introduced, so we might as well just fully introduce them in full. Giving them their own designs, but still having them somewhat similar to what the characters they're referencing is from. Brain Dabbage. Needless to say, I like their designs. They're not 100% what the others look like. And because Hollow Knight's is basically all black beneath, he's got black pants with sandals. I know you can barely see it because dark colors don't really mesh together with even darker colors. And also anime boy look, obviously, not an insect. I wonder. I don't recall, because it's been a while since I've played the game and looked at the story. Were those little hollow people, the one with the masks and all that stuff? Or at least I'm assuming that's a mask. Is that their face or what? No clue. No clue at all. Anyways, it don't matter. Okay. Say Rigulous Swatch. I can then go over to Fog. Man, it is hot. Energy being sapped. I don't have any drinks on me right now, unfortunately, but that's fine. I'm gonna get water after this. Can't get water after this, and I don't know, probably just lay in my bed for a little bit and relax. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting because I feel like the fogs here are going to be slightly different. Like red-ish up top, maybe like a brighter red, but more of a teal down below. This is the fog, and the fog here is different. Okay, I need you to go to 100, 100 opacity and flow. This isn't going to work if you don't. There we go. Okay, past Rigula and past these two, we go into here, above Shantia. And we put in, oh god, and then we put in all of the fogs that we need for most of these. I think this one's going to more so resemblance the tannish brown area that the place has. Yours is probably going to be like a nice teal. No, maybe not that dark. Maybe like this dark. A nice reddish fog up here. And green here. Greenish. Or we could do a nice solid light blue instead of, or light dull blue instead of what we got down there. And we can have like a nice dark blue here. It's a shame we couldn't have some of the more Metroidvania-esque references, i.e. like the backdrops and all the other things. Because we got like some creatures that they're dealing with. Alien insects, regular insects, still guess technically aliens. looking like those pirate guys, but as ant soldiers instead. Insects. And that's not an insect, but maybe that's the infestation. Who knows? Maybe it's like a different form of it, because these guys clearly infested with a couple of yellow cysts on its body. I think there's still more fog stuff I can do in the far back, but it might not be a whole lot. For instance, some fog in the back here, question mark. Lighter fog in the back here. Orangish fog here. And a light purple fog here. Or maybe here? Yeah, maybe here. At least around that. And that should be good in the fog department. Most of it's not even fully being used, but I guess it's fine. Doesn't have to all be fully used. Before I go into the effects, I want to go into the flower, go to highlights, and brighten the flowers up a bit. There we go. Might try to brighten up this infestation here a little. Just one infestation node. I don't really want to glitter the... Oh god, here goes McAfee again being a douchebag. For the millionth fucking time. We've been at this for over 2 hours, damn. It's fine, I guess. It's fine. Okay, what's next? Light rays, right? Yeah. Now this one's going to be interesting because we're going to have several different light rays. Alright, switch over to lighting. I think you're probably going to have some light coming out of here. Unless I want the lights to kind of just like spam off of in this direction and go down onto these guys here. I think I would probably like that one better. Alright. This one's going to be kind of tedious, but at least I'll only have to make the layers once. Overlay. Light particles. This one's interesting because the particles go far and wide. Yeah, see? Far and wide. Flares, on the other hand, should be fine now. Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. Okay, good. This one's going to be interesting because the kind of color that I want, I don't even think I have right now in my swatch department. Yeah, I don't think I do. Hold on, let me go back real quick. No. I'll make a different one. Sure, why not? A nice light tan color. I don't know what kind of lighting this is, but it's definitely more brown lighting. I'm going to save this. I could use this. Let's see. Brown lighting number 1. Hey, this is the first brown lighting we have here. Perfect. For the kind of theme that I want, lighting, going in this particular zone, yeah, definitely. Ooh. Particles. Also, let's make sure we delete some of the particles around their faces here and gun here and all that stuff. And oops, wrong one. Now for the flares. would say that's an interesting experiment right there. Alright, good. I got a new light I can utilize. This one is interesting because I don't know exactly what I want this to be. It could be teal. Could be. Not saying it should. Like a nice bluish color. But not like light blue, like regular blue. Coming down from like this direction or so. Wrapping around in this direction. Maybe-ish? No, I'm not so sure. Where exactly are all the lights here? Okay, I'll just delete them. Oh, not all of them. Try to just delete this bit and nothing more. Good, great. Okay, how about a light purple? Although I feel like I was going to try to do a light purple for this side, but I'm not sure. Or maybe we just do an orange color instead. Honestly, I feel like orange probably is better. Alright, 0, 0, 0. That might be too big. Okay, that should be good. Now we do some particles. Delete some around you and your face. Something seems off about this. Is this the shadows? Because I could probably adjust that. Yeah, let's just delete the shadows around these at least. There we go. Okay, good. Just because. Alright, and now for the light flares. And now we switch over to light purple, I think. Yeah, she has the blue highlights instead of the red highlights in her hair like Miriam does. This is the wrong one. Layer via cut, but delete some of the stuff down here. Move this over to here and boom. Please tell me that didn't get completely screwed. Hard to say really, but I guess some of it should be fine. Alright, now to glow. 0, 0. And now for the particles. I forgot what else I was planning on doing after this, but it's fine. And now for the flares. Alright, awesome. I would say the only other thing I would want to do here, you know, assuming this is going to work. Oops. Is that the same, or is this one different? I think that was the same. Let me try this one instead. And at 5. And maybe not at 200, but rather 100. Yeah. It's too bad I can't animate it, because otherwise this would look cool once it would have been completed. Think of, you know, since it's already out, think of the, or at least the only one that I can really think of, because I don't know if Rondo of Blood had the same sequence or not, since I could never get past that one second level in that one. In Symphony of the Night, think of the intro boss with Dracula, where you go into the second phase. Like right now in this form, he's more Dracula with a little bit of Ridley, but when they beat him in this first form, and they're like low on reserves, energy, quote-unquote health, then, you know, he goes into his second form, And then these 4 down here get to take the hit at him. Alongside the other 4 as they get their quote-unquote second wind. Yeah. And the second phase is basically just him going full-on Ridley. No suit. You see the bat body looking more like Ridley with the the reptilian-like appearance that he has, while still having some of the Dracula-esque abilities. I wouldn't say he has teleportation, more so he just is able to move very fast, blinks away from everybody, comes back in, shoots fireballs from his hand and from his wing cape thingy. And then, of course, also cape, but I didn't really draw the cape here. Oh yeah, I was thinking about drawing the tail, but I can't really see any good place here to put the tail. That's fine. It doesn't matter. But anyways, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to read. And thankfully, I have an idea on how I'm going to write the entire episode out. Basically, just going to be a huge love letter to Metroidvanias, while also having characters like, Tina confused as all hell and not understand what all this is about or why they're doing it like this. Why do we have to kill these 4 bosses to gain access to this door? We don't know. But that's the case, and unfortunately, you don't have much of an option. But it's fine, because you'll get the job done regardless soon enough. Anyways, we're almost done. Just the effects is left, I believe. Alongside a few other things. Fire glow. There's a few fire glows here that I gotta get placed in. Go to... Well, actually, I could stay here, grab this for at least this effect. Maybe. This one makes sense here because, giant plasma beams and whatnot. Then you got your fire glow here, but this one's probably going to be slightly different. Maybe I can make this one slightly different. Yeah. Then you like that, and then you, since you're a flame, like that. Good, great, okay. There is one thing I could probably do before I fully go into the effects. It's to give Horinato an aura. Or at least a dark aura, following his shadowy appearance. He's like a rogue ninja, somewhat replicating some of the abilities from Hollow Knight. It makes you wonder if these guys were... Because this is basically just far into the future now. I don't know if series like Hollow Knight, Bloodstained, Castlevania, Metroid, or Shantae would still be around far into the future. But I'd imagine there would be some relic games from the past that, that these guys found and thought, you know what, I'm making my whole personality around it. And it works perfectly for what they do for a living. Not giving any guarantee as to that being the reason why they're in this. As far as you're concerned, the reason why they're like this is because it's a reference character. And a filler episode to basically just, first off, to show off these characters, and second of all, to also, just have some fun with an episode. It doesn't all have to be serious now. Right, brown area. That's going to be a bit interesting to get. That might be too brown. I need to be a little bit more lighter. No. Okay, hold on. Looks like I need a different shade of brown. How about a tannish color? I kind of like that. It's like a light brown. Light brown effect. I don't know how well it works in an area like this, since it is a bit more, what's the word? It's already tan as is. Effects. Good. That's fine by me. You probably could do for some brown area, right? It's very inconsequential there. Okay, maybe not. Now let me get some yellow areas in here. Right now, only really used maybe for something like this, or maybe not that, but like this. There we go. Some teal would look good in several areas, actually. There we go. Yeah, teal back here at least to have some kind of like bluish color, but not all blue. Some teal back here and here. No, maybe not all there. I could probably get some light orange in here to have like a nice shade. Teal here kind of looks good though. And I feel like this one would make more use from dark teal rather than regular teal. Like so. And we got a red area going up here. Man, this area is so full of colors. Maybe too red. How about a duller red? Yeah, that works. I guess. Maybe try to remove some from the face a little bit. Alright, I'm going to light orange area. I'm going to use that in a few places. One being here. The sun slightly shimmers down into this area, lighting up most of the place and making it look pretty cool. I light up most of Shantia over here. Have some light here and here. And let's get a light purple area coming in from this side. I could probably get some orange meshing in, not this one, this one. Some orange meshing into this area, couldn't I? Maybe some light orange? Oh, kind of, yeah. Maybe I could get some regular orange as well. Actually, if I get a good, decent-looking orange, but it only looks good if it's at like a lower opacity. Oh, like that could work. But it's a bit too much. So, instead of having it be 30, how about 20? How about 10? Okay, there we go. I wasn't too sure at first. I'm not exactly replicating the certain scene that I have in mind, but that's fine. My own spin to it. Okay, now I need some dark blue areas in here. I feel like there's still a few other things that I should adjust before I fully do anything else. There's some of it around you. Is that good? Yeah, I mean, I guess these are supposed to be thunderclouds, right? And that one's fine. That one's somewhat fine. That one doesn't need it. Don't know what I'm thinking about with that, but it's fine. And now the sepia. Well, wait. Pink area. Before I go into the sepia, I could probably give a little bit extra light shining down on these guys. Not too much now. Right? Yeah, that's fine. Well, maybe delete some from here so it's not encroaching into that territory there. This one's going to be interesting, because I have to have all of it cover one space. Alright, sepia. Let's see. I kind of like the teal look there, actually. I wasn't entirely too sure if I would have used anything orange-based down there. But I really do like the teal there. Is there any other teal that I can use that meshes well with that? Not that. Definitely not that. Yeah, I like that one. Alright, I'll keep that one. Now I gotta figure out what I want to do for the rest of the area. So maybe not that. Maybe like a nice light orange area here. Not that. Not that either. How about this one? No. How about just regular old blue? Or at least lighter blue. Lighter than that? How about purple? No. How about this shade of purple? No. Pinkish? No. Where were you before? I have no clue. Dark's a bit too much. How about green? Okay, I'll get back to you. And how about you? I do like the bright orange here and the teal there. And then the light purple there for that. No, how about magenta? Oh, maybe. Although I do kind of like the top there, so maybe only here? Yeah. Alright. The only other thing I gotta try to figure out is this. I'm not sure which one I'd go for. For shits and giggles. Creepy, but not what we want. I kind of like that. Like, even if I can't find anything that looks good for this, this still looks kind of good. And even with all of that sunlight there. I get like a nice blue, light blue here. Do I not have a light blue? How about this one? No. How about a nice light green? Nah, none of that's gonna work. Unless I did something like this. That is brighter than hell itself. Which makes no sense, but it's fine. It doesn't have to make sense. Yes, somehow that's like less bright. I guess this doesn't matter that much. It still looks as good as it is. Alright. There's still one more thing, actually, that I would like to do before I do anything else, though. Before I finish this off fully, I'm going to go over to Novavania's secondary folder and go into Sammy's swatch. I got something cool in mind that I would like to do. You can't see, but I'm switching some things around in brushes. Whatever this thing's called. It has a certain name, but I don't quite remember. But it's fine, doesn't matter. Where are you at? Fire source? What? Oh, fire source, right. Okay. Particles. Vivid lights. A little bit too much. Also, I feel like we need to be brighter, right? Kind of. Alright, space it out a bit. Shooting the door open. Yeah. And I guess there's also some embers that I would like to add in. Maria. Now I need to grab some embers real quick. There we go. Most of this should be fine, right? Go over to the fire. Fire. Ember. That's too big, first of all. And there goes the fire. And there goes the fire. You have some kind of effects. Just like you have an effect, but you don't. You're more physical than you are energy or crystal energy or whatever the fuck yours is. Suspend disbelief in a sci-fi world like this. It'll make things easier on you, you know? Yeah, look at those embers coming off of the fire here. That looks good. Yeah. Whoopses. Alright, there we go. I think everything there is set now. Now I just gotta reset all of my stuff. And then look to see if I want to do... Oh, that's right. That's what I wanted to do. Not the tail. The tail wasn't the thing I was referencing when I was asking myself what did I want to do next. No. What I wanted to do next was to see if these needed to be adjusted. Which I would say, yeah, I guess I could adjust it. Like maybe put it at like a 50 instead. And you, I think you look good as is. I don't think I need to adjust you. If anything, the only thing I really need to adjust here is the pirate backdrop, i.e. the fog in the background, and make it brighter. That's way brighter than I expected it to be. Let me shadow it, then do a bright. It's not working. Alright, never mind. You'll just stay like that then. You're fine. I don't need to adjust you. You're fine. Yeah. Actually, wait a minute. Hold on. Because I have the fire there kind of doing things. Why don't I go into effects real quick? I'm going to make a shot glow. Just real quick. Kind of makes sense to do this. I'm going to just do this so I don't leave this unattended. 50 overlay. No, how about this one? Somewhat, yeah. And you got like the glow of the thing here. And you got like some that are like 50% glow opacity, kind of just glowing around her armor. Maybe try not to hit her face that much. At least just for that one. And we'll get some extra glow going around the edge so it goes out more. There we go. Okay, that one's better. I like that one. Lights up a little bit of the area alongside her armor, just like how the fire here lights up a little bit more of the area surrounding it as well. And I think that's it. Pretty sure, at least. Revert everything back to normal. You need to go back to mid-tone. You need to go back to the basic bitch swatch. And there you have it. Alright, good. Whew. I'm gonna have to write this entire episode tomorrow. So much writing still. I've done so much writing. But it's fine. Because this is great. I like seeing series like these build out slowly but surely. So here you go, folks. With effects, without effects. With effects, without effects. And even without effects, that still looks pretty cool. Alright. Oh, man. I ran out of steam at some point, but you know what? It's fine. 2.5 hours in. We're going to end it right now. So there you go, folks. 9th episode of Novavania. Go on my DeviantArt and read it. I'm sure that's where all of you are coming from, maybe. So thank y'all for watching today's episode of Art Time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, Here's episode of Our Timer over here, and the most recent episode of, I believe, Sonic Adventures 2? Yeah, sure, why not? Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.